Hi, my name is Allison Ross, and my policy for childhood obesity is called the Healthy Children's Act. This issue has been one of America's biggest problems, and with the simplicity of a McDonald's or a Taco Bell restaurant, it is on the rise. This health issue can affect anyone from young children to baby boomers, but especially young children ages 4 and older. Young children are at a higher risk because fast food is inexpensive and quick to find and buy. These foods are full of starchy fats, high sodium, and some artificial colors and flavors. With ingredients like these, it's difficult for children to maintain a healthy weight for their age group. The impact of this issue in any local community would be enormously huge, because in any small town in the United States, there's always a fast food chain right around the corner. The impact will only grow from a negative standpoint because fast food is inexpensive, but it's food that will feed your children and not get them the nutrients they need. This issue needs to be addressed because children all over the United States are eating more foods that don't give them the nutrients they need, are just giving them unhealthy calories. It needs to be addressed because according to the CDC, childhood obesity is a complex health issue. Obesity during childhood can have a harmful effect on the body. Children who have obesity are more likely to have high blood pressure, breathing problems, and low self-esteem. Children, even at a young age, need to learn a good balance between fruits, vegetables, carbohydrates, and even sugary foods and grains. If we don't address this now, the percentages will rise each year. We will continue to see obesity in children who are too young for it. The Healthy Children's Act will affect local schools around the United States. These days, more and more children are buying their school lunch, which seem to be less affordable, yet they don't give the children any of the nutrients they need for their body to be healthy. These children in schools are affected every day because these foods are being served to our children that are just wasted calories and that you can easily find from a McDonald's or a Taco Bell. This policy will address the issue of childhood obesity because the foods in our school system are exactly what foods are sold in fast food restaurants. When this policy is enacted, food plans in our school systems will be more affordable and healthier choices will be put into place. According to the Center for Environmental Education, the reality in most schools is that pre-made processed foods is the cheapest way to go. Furthermore, there is a lack of creativity and motivation to cultivate a healthy and sustainable menu. Fast food chains, junk food vendors, and soda companies rush in to fill the void, offering partnerships with schools that allow them to market their products in schools. This, in fact, goes to show why the policy needs to be enacted and passed as quickly as possible. The cost of this policy, which will be provided by the USDA, will have the lunches costing about $2.95, which is an increase from 2005 when lunches were only $1.05. Guthrie and Noonan state, to address the potentially higher costs of these new standards, the USDA will provide additional 6 cents per lunch served to schools meeting the standards. The risk of enacting this policy will increase the lunch cost by almost $2, but it will equal the new standards that are needed by the USDA. If this policy isn't enacted, children will be subjected to pre-frozen processed foods that will cause them to be at a higher risk for sickness and obesity. The lives of these people will be affected in a positive way because when you expose your children to healthier foods and portions in school as a young child, it will help them to know how to make healthier choices as an adult. The most important message that I would like legislators to hear is that feeding our children frozen, processed foods only allows their health to sink as they get older. It's a question of whether you as a parent would feed your kids the same food that is being served at school. We can't force our children to eat healthy, but we can show them healthier choices. Children need nutrients, not just calories. Our children need food that will nourish them and help their performance in and out of school. My message to you is that our children need nutrients, not just wasted calories. If we give our children a healthier choice, their performance in school could grow for the better. The constituents of the legislators that are voting for this policy would hopefully feel that this public issue isn't something to just brush off, but to take seriously because the percentages and numbers of obesity rise every year. Obesity causes physical and psychological problems for children at young ages, and if we can't prevent that with a policy passing, it will help a great number of children who eat lunches at schools who need a change desperately. The legislators would need to sell the constituents information on percentages, numbers, and would need the aid of the USDA. Information on childhood obesity has grown over the years, and to get the act and policy passed and enacted would aid in putting healthier choices in the school lunchrooms in more schools around the United States. Please know that these children are our guidelines and shine a light in our lives. And if we dim the lights that our children give us by allowing processed foods at our schools, the light will not shine again. Thank you for your time and patience.